Hey everyone, welcome back to another Godzilla Battleline video, and today I am bringing you another Melee rant. I know how much you guys like my rants, so I'm making another one. And honestly, I think this is one that a lot of people are going to probably feel a lot of emotions about. I can't think of the word. Sympathy? Maybe not. Aggression? Possibly. So we're talking about matchmaking in Godzilla Battleline, and it doesn't take a genius to know that the matchmaking in Godzilla Battleline, are we 30 seconds into recording? We're above 30 seconds. It's fucking terrible. Like Godzilla Battleline, the matchmaking system is so bad that new players just quit. Just quit. And the matchmaking system has always been bad, but now there's a new issue compounding onto it this season, and so we're going to break it down. So first and foremost, let me break down, I have all my notes written down. Let me break down to you why matchmaking in general is bad. So during Godzilla Battleline's lifetime, matchmaking has always been you progress 200 arena trophies and you go to the next rank, right? Your matchmaking, you're supposed to be put in a match with players in a similar bracket as you. So if you're in the 60s, you should be placed against people in the 60s. If you're in the 40s, you should be placed against people in the 40s. And you know, there's some trickle of, like, not a lot of people are online or in your region or wherever it's matchmaking you to. Maybe you get placed by, like, a rank 65, you know, once or twice a day. Not too bad, but generally you could hold your own. Well, as it turns out, that's not good. Because what happens when a new player reaches rank 65? That's the same arena rank as someone like me, as someone like Bowers That Be, Administration 1, you know, Hulk. These are people that are not only either spending money on the game, but have been playing for a long time, like myself. There's a lot of free-to-play players who've been playing since Season 1, who have rosters comparable to mine because they grind every day. A new player, a brand new player, is not going to be able to compete with them. And they will get paired with them if they get into rank 65. And that should not be happening, right? Now, what's making that issue worse? Now there is fair mode. And while, yes, fair mode is a good addition to Godzilla Battleline, I agree, I'm gonna break down the matchmaking problem that other games face as well. For example, Halo Infinite, very famous game, right? A lot of people know Halo Infinite. They launched with only 4 maps, or not 4 maps, I'm sorry, 4 modes, right? 4 playlists for players to get into. This is because 343 did not want to have, like, you know, 18 playlists, and maybe one of those playlists has, like, only 100 concurrent players. The less playlists you have, the bigger, or the better the player density is, the more chances there are of you finding matches in those playlists, since they're the only options. In Godzilla Battleline, we only ever had one playlist, ranked. Everyone who was playing the game was in ranked. So even if, you know, you were level 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, whatever, if you logged in, everyone was playing that. Now we have fair matches. Fair matches on the surface, great idea. Here's what's happening. Players are going and starting the game for the first time. Players are then leveling up, having a good time, and then they come up against a few whales. They start getting into like 40, 45, 50, 60, 65 new players. Cannot compete with the players who've been playing this game for a long, long time, or new players who are spending a shit ton of money. So what happens? These players who can't compete in ranked go to fair. So that takes all the weaker players out of ranked and puts them into fair. So the less weaker players, or players on your skill level in ranked, means the bigger the density is of whales, of new spenders, of dolphins, who are like people who spend moderately, like myself, long-term free-to-play players, or very competitive players. Ranked is slowly becoming a sweat fest because everyone who can compete and has been able to compete for a long time are staying in ranked. Meanwhile, people who can't compete are going into fair. And what's happening in fair? They're not being rewarded for their time in fair, which means for every battle that they win in fair, they make no progress on their account. And the more time they spend in fair, the less time they're progressing their account, means the harder it's going to be for them to fight people in ranked. Fair mode is good. There needs to be some kind of reward for doing fair. Either the missions for the dailies and the weeklies have to be significantly better, and the achievements have to be easier and way better. Because if you're not going to award them shards or gold, there's a problem. Because the fair matches should be a really laid-back way for you to just farm out gold so that you can go into ranked and compete. Ranked should not be the only way that we can get pieces and maps. Because the more that the new players are playing fair, the less that they're going to be able to unlock pieces and compete in ranked. The renting battle pieces is really good for ranked, actually, because the higher you rank in the arena, the stronger the piece gets. Unfortunately, Jet Jaguar is not very good this season, so maybe next season there's going to be something good in there, and that really is going to help new players elevate their decks. But the fact of the matter is, you could start the game today, right? The day this video goes live, you fresh start the game, play this whole week. You get to rank 65 this weekend. As day one, you log in to do your rank 65 games, you're going to come up against like me and a bunch of the harder members of the community in the Discord. It's just a problem. The matchmaking system is not tuned correctly to match players who are, you know, maybe lower in power. The matchmaking system as it stands, from what I can gather from it, is ranking people based on what their arena level is. In my opinion, after playing this game for every single day that it's been out, being a game developer for almost 4 years now, and I have a degree in game development, I think, and I know it's way easier than it sounds, believe me, I know. I think Toho has to research a way that ranks and matchmakes players, or not ranks, but just matchmakes players, based on overall unit level. Now, we have a player level in Battleline, which is just an arbitrary number for how many pieces you've upgraded, because it's like impossible to get to rank 10 without spending a ridiculous amount of money, right? And you get the promising newcomer title from that. So Toho already doesn't have an understanding on players' power levels or thresholds or what needs to be obtained. They're just throwing things into the game, right? Marvel Strike Force, a game that I also play a lot, and I've mentioned a lot of times for comparison on this channel, has a system that ranks players by their total collection power. So like in that game, my collection power is like almost, I must have like an 18 million collection power, something like that, right? I've been playing that game every day. There should be not a player rank in the way it is, but maybe some kind of rank that is, oh, you know, here's your level 30 characters, health plus this health, or plus some arbitrary stat, like the overall stat of a character, like character level maybe, right? So take like level 30 Godzilla, so 30 plus a level 30 Gigan plus a level 30 Mechagodzilla. Like, take the units' levels, add them together, and whatever that score is who you should be matched up against. Because then people who have level 34 stars are just going to be matched against people who have way higher collection power overall. But people who have lower collection power might be placed up against people that are lower ranking. Now, does this fix the matchmaking problem? I'm not entirely sure. But does this, help mitigate fighting whales constantly? Maybe. There's still players that can drop rank, and farm newer players. There's still people who will start a fresh account and spend a lot of money, and then they got to work their way up from level 1. There's a whole lot that needs to be fixed, but the core matchmaking system is broken in a way that it is counterintuitive to continue playing the game. I've seen this all the time. New players get the game, start the game, play the game, progress in the game, cannot progress in the game after a certain point because the matchmaking system is pairing them against whales. Then they leave, right? Toho doesn't seem to care. All they seem to care about is the whales spending money or long-term players, players who have over like X amount of days returning to the game. I don't know if the new users are as profitable because there's not really any good offers for the new users to buy. There's no like 100% guarantee on characters and stuff like that. It's just overall a ridiculous system. So matchmaking from the ground up needs to be reworked. And in addition to that player rank idea that I had, I did send this one to Toho. So just a note, just a footnote. I already said I was a game developer, blah, blah, blah. Toho knows this. I've had correspondence with Toho about Battleline. They've asked me for feedback on the game. This is not an open invitation for the community at large to message Toho their ideas for what they think they should fix. but this is an invitation for the community to tell Toho they need to fix it. Don't tell them how to fix it, like I did. Tell them that they need to fix it, or you would like to see them fix it. But what I emailed Toho, a really easy solution, is I told them to increase the amount of trophies it takes to move arena ranks. Right now it takes 200 trophies to move up a rank. You can do that super easily. That's like, what is it, like it's like 10, it's like 15 wins or something like that. Like it's super easy to obtain. Yeah, it's a lot of grinding, but you can do it in a weekend, right, if you really tried hard enough. After a certain point, like maybe at rank 50, it takes like, you know, to go from 1 to 40 is like 200 per tier, and then from 40 to 50 it's like 300 or 400. From 50 to 60 is like 500, and then for each of the 60 ranks it should go like 1,000, 15, like, you know, 1,000, 1,200, you know, 1,400. Like, it should be ridiculously hard to stay in obtain King of the Monster status. Because if it's really hard to obtain King of the Monster status, that means less people are going to be in there, and that means less people are going to be paired with whales. If Toho is intent on keeping the matchmaking system that they have in the game already, all I think they need to do is just increase the amount of trophies it takes to go between the levels. That way, it is much harder for people to get to places that they shouldn't be. We see it all the time. In my Discord, you know, God bless them, always warns new players to don't, like, players always come in, oh, I just hit rank 43, I just started this weekend, I just hit 50, I just started this weekend. We always warn them, do not progress too fast, because you're eventually going to start getting clobbered by the whales, and you're going to be severely underleveled. If Toho wants to keep the same matchmaking system that they have in the game now, but don't want this to happen where new players climb too fast and get clobbered, just increase the amount of trophies it takes to get from point A to point B on the ladder. That's it. I think that is the easiest solution that they could do without an entire overhaul of the system. So, with that being said, if you've made it to the end of this video, let me know down below what you think Toho should be doing about the matchmaking. I know it's a major problem. I know this is a long video, so I appreciate you coming and sitting through this. So, let me know what you guys have to say. Let me know what you guys think down below. And if you really feel inclined, let Toho know that you would like to see a change. Don't be suggesting things to them, and don't be mean. Just say, hey, the matchmaking's kind of wonky. I would really appreciate a fix. I know I'm tired of getting paired with whales. So let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I will catch you all on the next one. Bye-bye.